Good afternoon, everybody. Here we are for our final game of this evening before our shenanigans game. We have the Rockyview Rebels taking on the Windy City Wipeouts. Currently, both teams are going to line up for gear check. Gear checks happen for all juniors. While gear check is going on, I am going to read off your Windy City Wipeouts, and then my co-host for this game, James Hextall, is going to read off the roster for the Rockyview Rebels. Playing for the Wipeouts, we have 081 Carmageddon, 13 Tank, 187 Geoform, 5 Moose, 555 Body Bats, 61 Shredder, 65 Supernova, 7 Silver Slasher, 99 Bruising Bones, 12 Addy the Batty, 1313 Delirious, 333 Bloodbat, 54 Sour Patch, 62 Kraken, and 666 Speed Demon. Killer Cupcake and Most Great are a scratch for this game.
Well, thank you very much, Muffin. I'm excited here for this juniors game. We're going to be announcing the Rockyview Rebels. Number 0102, Addy Slam. Number 14, Amy Gotcha. Number 2010, Makosis. Number 28, Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope. Number 33, Marvelicious. Number 506, Vicious V. Vicious Vi. Okay, here we go. Number 618, One Hit Willow. Number 79, The Boy. Number 083, She-Hulk. Number 20, Kamikaze Coco. Number 259, The Nemesis. Number 30, Speedy Petey. Number 5, K-Slamia. Number 59, Dead Velvet. Number 681, The Mexicutioner. And number 8, Bashin' Bones.
And with that, we got 15 seconds. Derby clock winding down. Still doing some final gear checks. We'll wait for that rolling whistle, and then we'll get Derby started here. This should be an action-packed game. The Windy City Wipeouts out of Lethbridge are a bit of a rival to the Rockyview Rebels. They usually play a very tight game, very hard-hitting game. I think we're going to see some exciting derby here. Both teams have some XTC Junior, so that's Team Canada Junior kids on both sides of the rosters here. So I think we're going to see some hard hits, some good jukes, some exciting derby.
I'm very excited here. This is my first junior match. This is my first time watching a junior match, first time calling a junior match. I'm excited to see. I'm expecting a lot more speed in these ones.
The juniors are much quicker. So you've watched a WIFTED game, and you've watched an open gender game.
Yep. And now we've got a junior game here.
I also find the juniors bounce back a lot quickly. They come off the floor real quick. How many in the crowd are cheering for the Windy City Wipeouts? And how many of you are cheering for the Rockyview Rebels?
And how many are cheering for the Zebras? Oh, hey, there you go. There you go.
And it looks like we got lineup. We got Speed Demon going up against Dead Velvet. Speed Demon inside line super quick. Both jammers racing around. There's that speed you talked about.
Wow. Oh.
Speed Demon calling it off. Dead Velvet was the quicker jammer around the track.
That was very, very quick. Holy smokes. So we see the jammer cutoff there. That was impressive, too.
Absolutely. 20 seconds. First jam's already done. It looks like we have Kraken going up against Kamikaze Coco. Lining up on that full mobility chiropractic jam line.
And they're off.
Tank with the head out, running Kamikaze Coco all the way to the back of the pack. Kraken trying to work the toe stop, jumping around, being blocked. Those Lethbridge Brockers just holding down solid. Sour Patch holding. And we have Kamikaze
Coco pull away. Kraken, though, right behind him. Oh, Kamikaze Coco.
Oh. Quick toe stop work around the outside.
Picks up
And
a few points for their team there. We're going to see what comes up out of that.
We're waiting to find out what happens here. I don't see any points. The inside refs are talking to the outside refs. They're trying to decide how many points did Coco get before he went out of bounds. 3 points. Rockyview scoring first.
That'd be a great way to start off a basketball game. But we are still here within the first couple minutes of this junior roller derby. This is track 1. Over on track 2, we've got the All-Star games.
We have, on track 2, we have the Calgary All-Stars are facing the Tri-City Thunder. That is a sanctioned game. The Calgary All-Stars are 7th in the North American West Conference, and the Tri-City Thunder is 11th in the North American East Conference. So that should be a very good game.
Wow.
Yesterday, the Tri-City Thunder played the nuclear-free NF Bombs. The F-Bombs being the 18th seed here in the North American West Conference. Tri-City won that game, as expected by the predictor. So still very tight derby, very close game. So it'll actually be interesting if you're excited to see some derby on that track. It should be a good game as well. Good derby all around.
Yeah, we've got some amazing high-ranking players over on that side, and we've got the high-ranking players of the future, or currently actually, because you were saying that there are some former Team Canada members on these teams as well.
Absolutely. I think each roster has at least three Team Canada players each. And so Team Canada Juniors played in Australia last summer. They played in France 3 years ago. And I believe it is Scotland in 2027.
Wow.
So and the tryouts for that is only in 3 weeks. Sorry, 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
International event, but we got Marvelicious and Supernova. Marvelicious out to a quick start.
And it looks like our first penalty of the game is going to She-Hulk, reporting to that Genuine penalty box. Supernova still working through those last 2 blockers. Coming up against one hit, Willow and Nemesis. Hard hit there.
Yeah, big shoulder there. Marvelicious sneaks through, gets the full 4 on that one. Marvelicious coming in through the pack, manages to get another 4.
Oh, so we had an incomplete star pass. So Supernova is still technically your jammer of record, but they have now reported to the Genuine penalty box. And Shredder did have the jammer cover in their hand, and they've had to drop it on the outside. If they had continued to skate forward with that jammer cover, they could have received a penalty.
Marvelicious goes around for the 3rd time. Oh, that's just hands on hips. That is not barking at the end of the jam. I bit on that one. Going for a 5th one.
Oh, and it looks like we have a cut call being assessed to the Supernova jammer. So Rockyview will be starting on the first power jam of the game. Currently 16-0 in the last jam, 19-0 overall. We have Addy Slam lining up on that full mobility chiropractic jam line. Tank playing some defense, hitting Addy out, running them back.
Addy Slam throwing that muscle around. Couldn't quite make it through, though. Now they're in the back of the pack. It happens so quick. You think you're up front, and then suddenly they all pass you.
I know it's like Addy has gotten lead jam. Supernova has returned to the track. Both jammers on the track. Genuine penalty box is now clear. Some formidable walls out there. Looks like we now do have a successful star pass. Tank, now your jammer of record for the Wipeouts. That jam being called off before they can score any points. 4 points for the Rebels.
Yeah, I don't know if the mics picked it up, but we did hear a couple players there saying that the track is quite slippery. I did see some of the sticky pads out there. Maybe players trying to get a little bit of the dust off their wheels, trying to get a little bit more traction on there.
Yeah, polished concrete and dust don't help. We have Speed Demon going up against Dead Velvet. The last time these two were out was a jammer race. Speed Demon getting a penalty, going to the jammer box. Shredder as well in the in the penalty box. Dead Velvet out for lead jam for Rockyview Rebels.
Oh, we were mentioning about that slippery floor. Shredder just tripped up over their own tires as Dead Velvet makes a lap around, collecting 4 points for their team. Shredder riding all the way back. Nope, sorry, that was Speed Demon. Speed Demon trying to take the inside, doing a little bit of toe dancing. Gonna have to move through the outside. Ends up catching another penalty, forearm. Dead Velvet trying to push their way through. Great blocking by the rest of the Rockyview Rebels to let Dead Velvet just go through. Dead Velvet has 50 seconds to try to score as many points as they can. They slip through, muscle their way through, shouldered right past. Dead Velvet keeps on going. The pack has slowed down. The Rockyview Rebels trying to clear some space for their jammer. Everybody's moving through. Rockyview Rebels trying to part that sea, but Shredder's in the way, and Dead Velvet makes it through again on the inside for 16 points.
His highest jam so far.
15 seconds left. Just a little hip check there from the Speed Demon. Speed Demon doing a great job moving back and forth there, really blocking the way. Shredder, come on in. And that is the end of the jam. 20 points there.
Currently, the Rockyview Rebels leading 43, holding the Windy City Wipeouts 2-0. We're seeing some quick jammers out off the line, followed by some strong blocking.
Yeah, there's
Windy City Wipeouts calling a timeout.
During this timeout here, we might as well give a quick shout out to some of the vendors that you can see here. Big shout out to all of them. We're going to start right at the top of the list. We've got the Alberta College of Massage Therapy, ACMT, on-site massage students to help ease those aches and pains on and off the track. We also have Bad Girlfriend Skates, roller skate apparel, gear, and accessories. Calgary Junior Roller Derby and Calgary Roller Derby, home of levels 1, 2, and 3 skaters from within Calgary. One of the many junior leagues here in Alberta. Check out their table. They're over on the second rink. Looking for some items from the Roller Derby auction hosted online? Look no further. You can head on over there and pick them up before the end of the weekend. Creepy Creatures Canada making those one-of-a-kind, horrifying teddy bears, some resin art, and some abstract paintings. Derby Girl Chocolate, keeping everybody on that sugar high. Head on over there, pick up some candy.
So it looks like Speed Demon got a penalty just at the end of the last jam, so he is sitting in the genuine penalty box, giving the Rockyview Rebels a power jam start. Kamikaze Coco, the jammer for Rockyview. Some quick footwork, spins around tank, gets lead jam.
Kamikaze Coco coming around that track quick. See what they can do there as they try to run into the little tripod, but no, it zips right through. Windy City Wipeout blocker setting up again. Good job. Get some contact on there. Not quite enough, though, as the Speed Demon number 666 runs into another wall, and he is pushed out. Jumps right back in with a little bit of a shoulder tech. And Speed Demon gets the points and calls the end of the jam. 8 points there.
Windy City still working hard to get points on that board, but Rockyview with some solid walls and quick jammers, just continuing to hold them at nothing. Currently 55 points for the Rebels. Looks like we have Marvelicious going up against Geoform.
First time seeing Geoform with that star on the helmet. Let's see how they do wearing the fancy panties.
And we have Geostorm getting first lead for the Wipeouts of this game. Coming around, looking to score some points.
Here comes Geoform. Great toe work to stay inside.
Just jumping on the outside there. Geo getting his first 4 points for the match. Calling it off. Wipeouts now on the board with 4 points.
Geoform here on the close corner doing an absolutely marvelous job dancing around on the tiptoes there. I'm just surprised that I don't think I could do that. Never mind doing that at speed, having 8 people behind me trying to push me out. Amazing footwork by all these competitors.
The future of roller derby is bright. We have the Kraken going up against Addy Slam. Addy Slam at the front of that pack, coming against Sour Patch. Kraken, jammer race out the front. Kraken did get lead, though, for the Wipeouts. This is their second lead in a row. Both jammers racing around the track. Who gets to the pack first? Kraken calling it off.
I think he might have called it a little early.
We have the inside talking to the outside just to confirm points. 1 point for the Wipeouts. Just a whole lot of 5s on the board. Oh, and it looks like somehow Kraken has been assessed a penalty at the end of that jam. So Rockyview will start on the power jam.
Dead Velvet, so deadly, making its way through there. Dead Velvet gets through the pack. All right. Windy City Wipeouts. They're making their tripod. They're making their quad pod. They're set up. Big crunch there as Dead Velvet sneaks all the way through. One Rockyview Rebel player left, but Dead Velvet sneaks past.
Windy City Wipeouts.
Oops.
We got Kraken, who has now returned back to the track. Dead Velvet coming up against Shredder. Oh, Shredder with a successful hit out. Velvet now going to the penalty box. Oh, but Kraken going to the penalty box as well. We're going to see a jammer swap. We can't have both jammers in the box because then we just simply wouldn't have derby. So if both jammers get a penalty, they get to take turns in the box.
All right. Dead Velvet, a great job staying inside there on the outside. Dead Velvet doing a good job getting hip checked by the entire Windy City Wipeouts and made it through. Kraken now trying to push their way through the pack. Rockyview Rebels holding back the Kraken. Dead Velvet not sneaking through either. Oh, Kraken push to the inside.
She-Hulk with that long run back.
Dead Velvet makes it through, getting 12
Mexi
points.
with the hit out. Blockers for Rockyview just putting on a clinic.
16 points for Dead Velvet which surprisingly is not the best run that they've had. 16 is fantastic, though. But the Windy City Wipeouts doing a great job as well here. We are seeing a clinic for blockers on both teams.
We are hearing a whistle. Timeout for the Rebels? Rebels have called a timeout.
All right, well, during this timeout, we're going to talk about the Shenanigans game that's coming up after this one. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got all the pool floaties all set up. This place is going to turn into a real beach party. So if you guys want, you can head on over there. You can spend $5, $10, $15. You can buy yourself some rules. How that works is whenever you want, you can just call out a rule. And they all have different sort of, rules to them. Like the lifeguard. That means that one blocker no longer follows the pack rules. They can leave the engagement zone and engage with a jammer anywhere. There's also the risky business where the jammers must wear sunglasses the entire time. That one doesn't sound too bad. Then there's the down under jam. Like water flowing in the opposite direction. This is an anti-derby jam where the jammers will start behind the pivot line. Be an interesting one to see how that goes.
With that team timeout over, we're starting with Supernova against Kamikaze Coco. Both jammers pushing hard. Tank at the front of the pack. We're going to stop Kamikaze Coco. Coco making a jump maneuver to get around Bones. Lead jammer for the Rebels. Supernova working their way out of the pack now.
Kamikaze Coco sneaking through, and just like you said earlier, whenever any of these competitors hits the ground, they are bouncing right back up. Kamikaze Coco calling that one at 4 points.
Junior Derby players are made of rubber.
They are very bouncy. There's still 15 and a half minutes left in the top half of this match.
It looks like we have Speed Demon coming up against Marvelicious.
This was the matchup that started this one, and it was super quick. Both of them going around either side. Marvelicious sneaks past, but the Speed Demon right behind them. Speed Demon with those crossovers.
Speed Demon looking to get 1 point. So a 1-0 jam for the Wipeouts. Rockyview did have lead, but Speed Demon was able to steal that point.
Mexilicious doing a good job as a blocker, forcing the Speed Demon out on the outside.
Mexilicious, is that a combination of Mexicutioner and Marvelicious? We got Addy Slam going up against Geostorm. Tank of Terror doing a good job of holding Addy Slam at the front of the pack. Geostorm working at the back of the pack, hit by K-Slamia with the run back. We have Speedy Petey looking to give her sister a little bit of offense here to help her get out of the pack. Amongst all the chaos, Geoform was able to get out of the pack and now has been assessed lead jam. It looks like there were some conversations between the refs to understand where we were at. Looks like we have Tank going to the genuine penalty box.
Geoform sneaks through for 4 points. Geoform still the lead jammer. Geoform grabbed 7 points there for the Windy City Wipeouts. Looks like we're setting up here for the next jam. We got Supernova for the Windy City Wipeouts and Dead Velvet for the Rockyview Rebels. Timeout called. As we sit here at this timeout, we're going to take a quick look at some of the vendors here. Big shout out to them and shout out to everyone who helped make this happen and to you lovely fans watching on YouTube. We got Untamed Fernie. They're just over there. They've got those great hoodies as well as some other great outfits over there. Designs made for the busy woman who wants to look and feel fabulous. Local artists printed onto their fabric, and we are about to get going here again. We got just under 13 minutes left in the top of this round. Dead Velvet and Supernova are the jammers.
Oh.
Hard impact there on Dead Velvet. Makes it through, though. Over on the other side, Supernova. Back and forth. Pushed out onto the inside as Dead Velvet runs into a bit of trouble as well. Batty Bats, as well as number 61. Getting pinned on there, but Supernova sneaks through. Oh, Dead Velvet sneaks through. Supernova still struggling back there. Oh, we're going to see a pass.
Tank, now your jammer of record for the Windy City Wipeouts. Dead Velvet steaming into the pack here with some speed. Velvet out for another 4 points. Tank putting that star cover on, looking to get points of their own.
Shred Her doing a great job holding Dead Velvet down.
It looks like the Rockyview Rebels, 12 points on that jam. So I think they must have called that. But I don't think that
For folk,
we have Kraken cracking out for the first lead for the Windy City Wipeouts. First time Windy City Wipeouts had lead on a little bit. Kamikaze Coco now to the pack as well. Both jammers looking to score points. With a quick call off. For those of you now joining us on Track 1, this is the Lethbridge Windy City Wipeouts playing the Rockyview Rebels. This is our level 3 match just before our shenanigans game tonight. Pool party themed, we'll have the Rubber Duckies playing the Pink Flamingos. I believe the Rubber Duckies won it last year.
All right, I'm excited for that one. But right now, we've got Marvelicious and the Speed Demon.
Speed Demon hitting those blockers hard. Marvelicious out for first lead. Speed Demon just behind. We got a jammer race going on here.
Speed Demon taking the inside track, getting a little bit of extra room. And Marvelicious says, nope, don't want to deal with it. Smart play by Marvelicious, keeping the team fresh.
Sometimes it's just easier to call it off than have to fight the jammer.
Yep. We got 10 minutes left here in the top half of this one. Geoform and Addy Slam lining up as the jammers. Two different tripods locked up over there. Both jammers starting pretty far back.
Some jammers do like that run up.
Yeah.
There is nothing preventing you from doing that run-up one-plane roller derby. The only thing is you cannot cross the line until the whistle blows.
Okay.
And we have Addy Slam has gotten the lead jam for the Rockyview Rebels. Geostorm still working their way through the pack, coming up against Amagacha, now Nemesis, trying to work side to side, trying to find that line, running it out.
Geoform doing such a good job bouncing back and forth there. Great left to right movement. Geoform free of the pack.
I think Geoform is only like 13. Like, some of these kids are just amazing at such a young age.
Holy smokes.
The future of roller derby is so bright, so bright.
Geoform, all of these competitors doing such a good job. I would be winded after 1 or 2 laps. There's a reason why I'm behind the mic.
I played today, and I do get winded after 102 laps. Looks like we have Supernova going up Dead Velvet. Dead Velvet so far has the highest scoring jams for this game with 16 points.
20.
Oh, 20.
Yeah.
Dead Velvet, quick dip around, get lead jam. Coming around for a scoring pass. And it looks like we have a star pass.
Dead Velvet makes it through
Nope.
again. Oh,
It was an unsuccessful star pass. I take that back. Supernova still the jammer of record.
oh, Dead Velvet running into almost one of their own players. Great back blocking there by the Windy City Wipeouts.
Now it looks like our Silver Slasher, the pivot for Windy City Wipeouts. Dead Velvet coming back into the pack with some speed, calling it off. Wait for the points to be thrown up. Oh, Rockyview Rebels sitting at 99 points, just 1 point shy of that bucket mark. I see. Oh, no. Nope, they got the 1 point. They did hit 100.
There we go. 1-0 for the Rockyview Rebels. Windy City Wipeouts at 17, but there's still a lot of roller derby to go.
And we have Kraken with a quick run up on the inside. Kamikaze Coco out of the pack as well. Now speeding behind, trying to catch Kraken. But a quarter track between the two. Nope. Kraken says no.
Yeah.
The speed of these jammers.
Yeah, it's honestly, they're so fast that it might actually be a bit of a hindrance sometimes because we have seen some players just speed out around these very slick corners.
Polished concrete with a little bit of dust on top makes for a fun track experience.
Well, everybody's having an absolute blast here. There's just over 6 minutes left in the top half of this match.
Oh, Speed Demon just throwing the hits out of the pack. Looks like Marvelous is still in the pack. Quick footwork out on the outside. Speed Demon coming in, looking for some points. Massive jump.
Holy
I think his
smokes.
feet were at the height of the shoulders on some of those blockers. Just the height in that jump.
Speed Demon getting a whole bunch of air on that jump. Holy smokes. Looks like we got Geoform lined up over there for the Windy City
I see the
Wipeouts.
photographer shaking his head. I hope he got that.
And Addy
Yeah.
Slam.
Addy Slam working the inside line. Geostorm working the outside line. Tank working the middle to stop them. Tank, unfortunately, going to the box. Geostorm, quick little footwork. Toe drag, I believe Nemesis did hit them out. And it looks like now Kaleidoscope going to that genuine penalty box. Amigacha with the hit out. Geostorm with the quick footwork. Addy Slam working the front of the pack. Out for 4 points. Addy Slam saying, I got my 4 points, I'm done.
Geo4 was coming up behind with some speed, though. Didn't look happy to slow down. But this is a part of this game that I didn't realize just how much 4D chess is involved on when you want to call the end of those jams, right?
All kinds of strategy.
Yeah.
Looks like we have Shredder jamming for their first time in this
Oh.
game, going up against Dead Velvet. Regular jammer here for the Rockyview Rebels so far.
Shredder has been a absolute unit on defense, so we'll see what happens here. Dead Velvet sneaks through real quick. Shredder, though, doing a great job just pushing the whole pack in front of him.
Shredder pushing through. Hit on Bash and Bounce. A little bit of a spin and is out of the pack as well. Dead Velvet just speeding in. Supernova trying to hold them back. Tank hitting. Dead Velvet collecting their 4 points, calling that jam off. We have 108 to 21, 3:45 left in this half. But stick around. We still have another full half of Derby. And then we have our shenanigans game, pool party themed. Rubber Duckies against Pink Flamingos. Basically, if you've never seen a shenanigan game, take all the regular rules of roller derby and throw them out the window. And then we just make them up as we go along.
Yeah.
Throw in some costumes. It's going to be a crazy time.
If you haven't bought your rules yet, they're just for sale just to the left of us over here. I'm excited to see that shark come out.
Looks like Kamikaze Coco was able to sneak through, get lead. Kraken at the back of the pack, pushing up against that wall of K-Slammy and Amagotcha. Nemesis as well.
Whoa.
Looks like Kamikaze Coco, fancy footwork, out for 4 points. Kraken now working hard, coming against Amagotcha and K-Slammy. Those left bridge blockers trying to get in the way of Kamikaze. Supernova on the back on the track from their penalty. Kamikaze out. Kraken out. Looking to get some points. Kamikaze going around for the quick whip. That looks like a 12-point jam for the Rockyview Rebels.
Yes. It Mercy only applies in juniors. So one team has to have over 150 points, and the other team has to have 25 or less. So we're just on the cusp, which is probably why Rockyview is slowed down, because they don't. So Mercy is something unique.
Oh no, Speed Demon being called for a high block, being sent off to that genuine penalty box. We have Marvelicious for the lead jam for the Rockyview Rebels.
Watching the Windy City Wipeout tripod, trying to get set up. Whoa, big shoulder.
Shredder just waiting for that no-pack call to be over, hitting Marvelicious out and running them all the way back. There is nothing more demoralizing as a jammer than being run that far back.
Yeah, Shredder's just been an absolute force.
Marvelicious around for 4 points, coming back into the pack, looking for some more. We have those left bridge blockers working hard to keep Marvelicious inbound. And there's Shredder again with the hit out and the large run back.
And Shredderlicious bad to the
Demon
bone.
out through the front of the pack. Now able to score some points. Marvelicious calling that off before he has a chance. We have 45 seconds left on this period clock. We are probably going to get one more jam. Actually, I know we will get at least one more jam.
Yep. Addy the Baddie in the penalty box there. Not quite sure what the call was, but they're going to have a little timeout.
Looks like we have Geostorm going up against Dead Velvet. First time these two jammers have gone against each other.
This is both teams' aces.
Both jammers trying for that inside line, unsuccessful. We got Dead Velvet on the outside, and it looks like Velvet for lead, but Geostorm right behind. We have a jammer race going on here. Who's going to hit the pack first? Nope, Velvet calls it off, just says no thank you. That's a 0-0 jam. Finish with the first half. We are going to run to a 15-minute intermission.
Before we jump on in there, just a quick word to the sponsors. Jamline sponsor, Full Mobility Chiropractic. The Pivot Lane sponsor is WTFDI Canada. Penalty boxes by Genuine, and the track, that's by West Legal. Thank you all very much. We're still doing raffle tickets available by $2 donation. They can buy those at the Chinook City merch table. Some absolutely amazing prizes, including a trip to the Hangar Museum for a family membership for 1 year. Get your Top Gun impersonations out there. There's still rules available if you want to buy a rule and influence this absolute madness that is the shenanigans game. And that's coming up following this match.
And if you're a parent of one of these amazing junior players, why don't you vote for them for MVP? Currently, Chinook City is looking for one skater to be overall MVP for Flat Track Fever 2026. find one of the QR codes around the building, scan that, fill that out, and vote for your favorite player. Our last year's MVP was Tuffy, who won a $250 gift card from Rydell Skates.
So $250. How many pairs of skates does that get you?
You want the honest truth on that?
Yeah, of course.
$250 barely gets you a set of wheels.
Okay, you know, I am learning something new every single time.
Rydell skates are some nice Rydell skates, but you cannot get Rydell skates for $250. Maybe you can get a skate, half a skate, no plates.
Wow.
Skates are expensive.
Well, they do have to do a whole heck of a lot, and while the skates are expensive, all of these athletes are doing such a good job on them right now.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you in 12 minutes. My fellow announcer here has told me that very little rules have been purchased for the Shenanigans game, and he is the first person to buy a shark attack for the Shenanigans game. It's not going to be much of a game without the sharks. You should go over and visit Craftermath or the Chinook City merch table. Buy your rules, buy the shark attacks. That's how we make these games more fun.
That's right, for the shark. I'm super excited for when I get to use this one, because that means there's an extra player, and they don't skate for any team. They just have to run around and just make some games real splashy. All they get to do is just, you know,
Mics work better when they're on. Mics work better when they're on. All right, we have about 2.5 minutes left of this intermission. The refs are going to do a little bit of a gear check here because it is a junior game. While they're doing that, we're just going to have a quick look at the penalty board here. So Windy City Wipeouts playing a fairly clean game here. They only have about 4 or 5 skaters with actual penalties, but those skaters are a little on the penalty heavy side. We have Addy the Batty currently sitting at 4 penalties, and then Speed Demon currently sitting at 3. We're going to go over and take a look at Rockyview's penalties. Rockyview playing an extremely clean game, only about 6 penalties overall. Nemesis with half of those with 3 penalties. So we're looking forward to getting this game started here in about 2 minutes. Oh, I turned them off.
So we just seen the equipment check here done by the refs. Equipment and safety, incredibly important, especially for these juniors games. We want all of the competitors to have a safe and incredibly fun match, which we have going on right here. I'm going through the rules here. There's another one. This one sounds like it's absolutely insane. You just get to switch the scores?
Absolutely. And I've seen that happen in a shenanigans game before where someone is paid to switch the scores at the last moment.
Yeah, everything but before the final 5 minutes of the game, you just get to swap the scores. Wouldn't that be exciting? You can head on over there and buy that rule right at the main entrance to the arena.
Looks like our refs are getting in place, our NSOs are in place, our medics are in place. Without all these beautiful volunteers, roller derby would never happen. So once again, thank you to our zebras, thank you to our NSOs, thank you to our medics.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who made this possible, including all the coaching staff, all the volunteers, any mom who ever made oranges and apple slices for the teams. You all are super important to all this. And we wouldn't be here without Chinook City Roller Derby. They've been incredible as well.
Thanks. We have about 10 seconds coming down on the intermission clock. We'll go ahead and get the second half started. Then we'll have about a half an hour break, and then we will have the shenanigans game pool party. It is going to be the Rubber Duckies against the Pink Flamingos. Rubber Duckies won the last year. Pink Flamingos may come back with all their fury. I'm saying that. I actually don't remember who won. I'm just going to go with Rubber Duckies.
Have you seen the custom trophies for the shenanigans games?
Yeah, Craftermath made those. Excellent work.
Yeah.
We have Dead Velvet lining up against Speed Demon. Speed Demon with the toe stop run on the outside.
Wow.
Just quick work. Dead Velvet held in pack by Shredder.
Speed Demon living up to the name, using the toe stoppers. Goes through, ends up pushing through one of their own players, but he says he don't care. He's going through. There they go. All the way through, grabbing those 4 points.
It looks like Dead Velvet was able to sneak in 1 point. Speed Demon is a two-time Team Canada Junior jammer.
Wow. Well, you've seen that speed right there and that amazing skill to dance around the outside rope.
Yeah, we have a Kraken going up against Marvelicious. I believe Marvelicious was also on Team Canada.
Some amazing skill here on both teams. Blocker's doing a great job holding both the jammers back. Kraken gets pushed out into the inside. Gonna have to make a long trip back.
Marvelicious getting lead jam. Kraken now out of pack as well. Marvelicious looking to hit that pack first. Try to get some points.
Oh, Marvelicious gets called for a high shot there.
Marvelicious, who was lead jammer, now going to that genuine penalty blocks. Looks for a high block call. This means with no lead jammer, this will be a 2-minute jam. Windy City Wipeouts going on to the power jam.
Kraken getting through there. Quick little spinneroony. Keeps going past the whole pack. Gets the 4. Whoa! Gets the 4 point for that one. Nemesis trying to make a last-minute push out there. Great job by Nemesis.
They were only slightly out of play. As a blocker, you're only allowed to chase the jammer 20 feet out of pack, and then you can't anymore. Marvelicious. Quick spin on the inside to the outside. Getting 3 points on that pass. Kraken getting 4 points on the inside.
Kraken up at 11 points there now for this run around. Marvelicious makes it out as well. Kraken coming on up here. Kaleidoscope tries to make the block. Both the Inferno players there. Or sorry, Rockyview Rebels players.
Oh, Kraken being called on a cut call. With Kraken going to the genuine penalty box, this means that Rockyview will be starting on a power jam. And it looks like we have Addy Slam going to that full mobility chiropractic jam line. Although they like the running start, so they're going to probably start about 10 feet back from that jam line.
Yep.
And we have a timeout being called by Windy City.
Every time you say Power Jam, all I can think of is Space Jam. Yes. Yep.
Yes. We
Yeah.
do know that as well, yes. Oh, are we going to delay it? Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll do it, but we'll just.
So just an update for the crowd here. Just due to some game delays on the other track, the Shenanigans game has now been pushed back to 7:15 start. So just for any of you people that will be playing in that game or watching that game or enjoying the shenanigans of that game has been pushed back to a 7:15 start. And so we have Kraken in that genuine penalty box. We have Addy Slam coming up, working their way towards that full mobility chiropractic jam line. And with that whistle, the jam has started. Speed Demon is actually out blocking right now. They've been running as a jammer for most of this game. Now we have Tank trying to stop Addy Slam. And Tank going to the box for a forearm call. Addy getting out of the pack during that chaos. Cracking out of the box as well.
Windy City Wipeout there, trying their best, slowing down Addy Slam. They're doing a great job there, that tripod, doing exactly what they want to do, slowing them down. Kraken coming around very quick, and Addy Slam calls the jam.
And it looks like Kraken was able to steal 1 point before that call off. Now it brings our score to 140 for the Rockyview Rebels and 39 for the Windy City Wipeouts. It looks like we have Dead Velvet going up against Supernova. Dead Velvet currently has the highest scoring jam for this game with 20 points done in the first period. Let's see if they can match that. Some quick offense from the Rebels to get Dead Velvet out on that inside line. We have Supernova in the back. Supernova getting past that last Rockyview blocker, also out as well. Dead Velvet just skating around, calling it off. 4 points.
A little bit of a Rocky
genuine
City.
penalty box. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
A little bit of a Rocky City wipeout there for a quick second, but everyone's bouncing right back up real fast. Do love seeing that.
I told you, the juniors are made of rubber. The juniors also don't have self-preservation. They just keep going and going. It's like the Energizer Buddy. We got Kraken, we got Kamikaze Coco going against Geoform. Oh, and yeah, the White Jammer does have lead. Kamikaze Coco is out. We have a bunch of penalties being called. Sour Patch going to the genuine penalty box. Kamikaze Coco with that juke just coming around on the outside line. Geoform coming up against Executioner on one hit Willow. Both blockers working hard. A little bit of inside footwork. Oh, look at that jump. Kamikaze Coco getting those air miles.
Yeah. Just a shout out to Executioner there, though, doing such a good job on the block.
Executioner actually got most valuable blocker in the adult game when Gas City Inferno played the Pikes.
Oh, wow. Now, Executioner, you can see why. Executioner was doing such a good job. A lot of back and forth movement there. Really slowing down that Windy City Wipeout player.
Executioner, also a T-Canada junior.
Absolute all-stars here on the track today. Speed Demon versus Marvelicious.
Speed Demon with that quick run on the outside. Marvelicious looking to work through the pack to get out as well. Shredder, the solo blocker up front. Solid hit down. Running Marvelicious all the way back to the pack.
Shredder is just a name that we keep saying over and over again, slowing people out. Uh-oh.
Thank you to our medics. Our medics keep us safe on the track. Without our medics, roller derby would not happen. And it's tough to talk through this stuff too. Like, yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, we try not to talk about it. So. That skater is up now on their feet. Rolling over to the medical box. Thank you once again to our wonderful medics. The skater giving a thumbs up to their coaches.
Love seeing that. We love seeing all of these athletes doing such a good job here. Looks like the Zebras are ready to get the game going again. All right, flat track roller derby fans. We've got Windy City, the Rockyview lined up, ready to go one more time. Kraken and Addy Slam.
Kraken looking to split that Rockyview defense. Addy Slam in the back, being run back. Some quick toe work from Kraken. It looks like Kraken has got a cut call. So this will put Rockyview on the power jam. Also getting lead jam because Kraken got a penalty during his initial pass.
All right, Addy Slam making the call for her team, telling them to go, try to break it up, split that sea of Windy City players in front of them. Addy Slam running into all sorts of problems from number 13 there. That would be the Tank of Terror. Tank of Terror running them all the way back. Addy Slam, tried to sneak through on the inside, didn't quite make it. Gonna get run back again. Windy City Wipeouts line back up for another block. Just making Addy Slam's day a little bit harder, but they make it through.
The Windy City blockers not making it easy.
No. Addy Slam's got a team in front of her trying to part them, but gets pushed out and run all the way back by number 5 there.
Looks like another hit out by Moose.
Yes, the Moose.
Addy Slam calling that jam, saying they've had enough. Do we have Moose fans in the audience? Moose. No. Looks like we have Dead Velvet coming up against Supernova. These jammers have faced each other in the past in this match. We'll see how this works out.
Both incredibly quick jammers. Let's see what happens.
Dead Velvet with the skip across the back of the pack, runs the inside line. So quick.
Bit of a bash up there. Supernova going to try to sneak through again. Tank holding him back. Dead Velvet sneaks through.
Nemesis with the run back all the way back to turn 1 for the Supernovas. We have a solid tripod of Kaleidoscope. Oh, And Supernova is out, getting past Amigacha. We have some recycling happening at the front. Those blockers working up, getting up front. Dead Velvet sneaking through the inside line for another 4 points. It looked like we have Dead Velvet coming through for another 4 points for that jam. We're hearing some penalties being called. We are seeing Supernova is going to the genuine penalty box.
Dead Velvet now setting their own record, or matching their own record for 20.
And with the Windy City Wipeout jammer going to the penalty box, that means that Rockyview Rebels are on a power jam.
And welcome to the jam. I want to say it every single time.
It actually looks like the Windy City Wipeout jammer covers on the floor in turn 4. So I'm guessing it must have been dropped.
Dead Velvet trying to get a couple more points here. There's only 1 second left in this jam, and that is it.
And it looks like Dead Velvet getting 32-point jams. Not only is that the highest jam of this game, it is the highest jam of this weekend.
Absolutely amazing job done by Dead Velvet, but also the rest of the Rockyview Roller Derby Rebels. We're lined up here once again.
It looks like we have Kamikaze Coco going against Geoform. Geoform trying to work that inside line, coming around past last of the Rockyview blockers. Vicious Vi, one hit Willow.
Great teamwork there by Vicious Vi and one hit Willow. Back and forth, back and forth. Geoform breaks through, though.
Kamikaze trying to do the one-hand save, except for it helps better if your wheels are on the inside of the track.
Yeah.
Whenever the jammers do that one-hand save, it looks absolutely amazing for the photographers, but it helps only if your hand is on the outside of the track. Your wheels need to be inside the track. If it's backwards, you'd still get that cut call.
All right. So you are marked outside of the track when your wheels are across the line?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. We're learning here, folks. What's another obscure roller derby rule you could teach me about?
Oh, there's a lot of them. Obscure?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a whistle. Team timeout? Looking for the dot. No, we have an official timeout.
Okay.
During this official timeout, we would like to remind everybody that our next game will be our shenanigans game, Rubber Duckies versus the Pink Flamingos. We have a ton of rules to be purchased to make that game complete chaos. Oh, and we have the whistle to start the jam. So we have Bashing Bones going up against Speed Demon. Speed Demon being hit down by Nemesis, but still up quick and through the pack quick. Bashing Bones now out as well, looking to score some points. Speed Demon coming around that trick quick, true to his name. Calling it off, getting those 4 points before Rockyview has a chance to score any of their own.
If you're going to be sticking around, and you should for the shenanigans games, there's no timeout, no official reviews, 45 seconds between jams, and skill testing questions to get out of the penalty box. That sounds like a fun way to get out of there. Hopefully the teams brought their thinking caps as well as their roller caps.
Looks like we have Moose versus Addy Slam. Moose working that inside line, coming up against one hit Willow. One hit Willow with the hit out to the inside. Unfortunately, getting a penalty, directional block. Addy Slam going up against the Kraken and Bruising Bones at the front of the pack, pushing hard. Kraken working to keep that block in place, preventing Addy from getting in. We have a multiplayer being called against Kraken. Kraken going to that genuine penalty box. Moose working at the back of the pack. Executioner just keeping them in place.
Moose is pushing hard here, trying to go on the outside lane. Use the toe block to stay in, but pushed into the inside by the Vicious V.
And it looks like we had a star pass in there. Tank, now the jammer of record for the Windy City Wipeouts, coming around the pack. Addy Slam calling it off before they have a chance to get any points. I think one of my favorite rules for the shenanigan games is I think it's a Wipeout? No, not Wipeout. I can't remember. It's the one where they make the jammers wear the pool floaties. Last year, they had the jammers wear pool floaties for one of the rules, and then the other rule is you couldn't pop your floaty or else you'd get a penalty.
Yeah, that's the don't sink rule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like we got Shredder up against Ami Gotcha. Ami getting lead jam on their toes. Speed Demon working to block to knock them out. And it looks like Shredder has gotten a forearm call going off to the genuine penalty box. That means it will be a power jam for the Rebels. Ami Gotcha coming around in scoring.
Ami Gotcha, a quick little spinneroonie there.
Little
Gets
bit of a
through,
spin
grabs a few
maneuver.
points. Calls it.
Ami calling it off after getting 4 points, freezing Shredder in the box, giving Rockyview Rebels a power jam start.
Well, another quick shout out to some of the vendors that we got here. Full Mobility Chiropractic. You can get your custom made orthotics for only $300. Don't pass up this amazing price.
We have Speedy PD jamming for the first time in this game. Quick run on the outside.
Speedy Petey, very speedy. And we've got the Shredder over there as soon as they get out of the penalty box. Here comes Shredder.
Shredder hitting hard, getting past those Rockyview blockers. But those Rockyview blockers working at the top of the pack, trying to keep Shredder through on their initial.
Wow, great job by Shredder, just muscling their way through that tripod there.
Looks like a late penalty being assessed. A wipeout blocker in the penalty box. One hit Willow also in the penalty box. This means even pack advantage. No, it's all good. Doesn't matter. There was a track switch.
The Speed Demon out to a quick one here. Living up to the name, number 666. But Kamikaze Coco right behind him. Speed Demon going for the inside. Grabs a couple points, not quite sure. Oh! There we go. Speed Demon got the 4, but Kamikaze Coco got 1 on that exchange as well. 11 minutes and 30 left in this match. Then we're going to have a quick break, and we'll be here for the shenanigans. But tomorrow, we've got 5 matches as well. We'll get to those, and we'll tell you the lineups here shortly.
Looks like we have Moose against Addy Slam.
Moose going for that long run up. Seems they can sneak through there. Moose pushing hard into that tripod. Back and forth, left and right. Moose trying to sneak on through, but that tripod has just stopped completely. The whole jam just went to a complete standstill. Both jammers struggling to make their way through. Moose going in through the outside, gives a little shove on their way out. Addy Slam just almost made it through, but they are doubly blocked by the tank. But one-hit Willow
Yeah.
comes through.
Looks like Moose was able to sneak through to get lead jam for the Wipeouts. It looks like Kraken is being called for a high block penalty. And now it looks like Addy Slam is going off to that penalty box. This means that Windy City Wipeouts are on the power jam. Let's hear it for your Windy City Wipeouts and Moose.
Here comes the Moose. Moose is going down on the inside. Nope, doesn't quite make it out.
No, I'm guessing Moose got called for a penalty. There we go. Moose calling it off. It's a little uncertain there. They started from the inside of the track. They skidded across the track. They went to the outside of the track and then called it off.
Okay.
The refs are going to discuss this.
So I got a roller derby question for you. What's stopping the blockers from lining up Red Rover style and just planting themselves there? Is there rules there about like blocking off the whole lane?
Absolutely. It's actually called a multiplayer.
Oh.
So what happens is if the jammer comes across two blockers,
Yep.
the blockers cannot be linked together in any way if the jammer challenges that link. So
Okay.
if you and I are holding hands,
Yep.
and the jammer tries to come through those hands and we don't drop them, it is actually called a multiplayer penalty.
Okay.
So there you go. You cannot do Red Rover and take off the entire lane.
You cannot do the Red Rover. So the best that you can do is kind of line up like shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, shoulder to hip, that kind of thing?
Basically.
Okay. So those tripods are very important.
We have a team timeout being called currently by the Rebels.
So while we got this team timeout, we'll go through a couple more vendors here. We have got the Milo Lab. They're doing on-site treatment and massage, as well as some chiro. Make sure you book your appointment at their booth as soon as you can. We have Move More Osteopathy, here to connect with roller derby community regarding movement, recovery, performance, and overall quality of life. Pop on by their booth today and learn more. Oh, and you can head on over there and get yourself a glitter tattoo. Nerd, we've been hearing them working hard, the gear and accessories. If you're having issues with your skates today or anytime, talk to Nerd. Phoenix Fudge, keeping everybody highly sugared. They are selling fudged baked goods, stickers, and they even got some posters. So Proud, just over there, they're making some amazing stuff. All of that money, all the proceeds, heading to charity. They teach sewing classes, basic clothing repair, as well as selling some great little items over there. There's a great little water bottle holder I'm probably going to be picking up later. Queer Gift Co. They got queer-themed tees, hoodies, and other accessories. All designs are family-friendly.
I also actually want to give a big shout out to the owner of Soup Proud, is Chickpea. They are our social media manager for Chinook City, doing an absolutely amazing job this weekend, keeping us updated and getting scores posted right away. Speed Demon out quick to get lead jam. Addy Slam currently in the genuine penalty box. We have equal number of blockers on the track.
Speed Demon going through a hip check there. Speed Demon going down on the ground, but very quickly right back up.
It's the resilience of the juniors.
Yeah. Speed Demon just runs clean into that tripod and blows right through it. There we go for 8 points for Speed Demon. They're still your lead jammer, Speed Demon. Wow. Oh, a little bit of contact there.
We are seeing the Rockyview blocker going to the penalty box. Speed Demon calling off that jam. 12-point jam. I believe this is the highest scoring jam for the Windy City Wipeouts. I believe we do have a skater down. Once again, thank you so much to our medics. I thought it was Hulk that hit their head, but Hulk went get blocked. Are you playing in Shenanigans? Is Crafty playing? He's just afraid to skate against you, I think. The officials talking in the corner here. Just making sure that everything's still okay. We have the skater in the box being checked out. Thank you so much to all of our medics, volunteers, our referees, our NSOs. Without all these beautiful people, roller derby just simply would not happen. We hear that rolling whistle going, meaning that we're going to start seeing some derby again. So I do see Geoform on that full mobility chiropractic jam line. Addy Slam still in the box for Rockyview, which means this is a power jam start for Geoform. Geoform, quick footwork.
Wow, Geoform once again showing off that amazing toe tip control there, just dancing around on the outside. Geoform directing the crowd there. Oh, big crash up here.
Robin, just a quick little stop here. Sure, just like I'm fine. Just go, get points, get points.
There we go. Quick little tie up here. Geoform lining back up into the back of the pack. Geoform once again on the toe tips, trying to sneak through on the inside. A little bit of a trip up there, but makes it past 2, 3, 4 blockers.
And it looks like Kamikaze Coco quick enough to come around, get 4 points on that. Geo, though, scoring 7 points, having that a Windy City wipeout for that jam. Current score is 217-71 with 7 minutes and 17 seconds left in this junior game.
Getting another setup here.
Looks like we have Bashin Bones going up against Moose. Dead Velvet hitting Moose out, running them back. Bashing Bones working at the front of the pack. Almost taken out by their sister. The other Bones. I can't remember their name. Bruising Bones.
Bruising Bones. Bruising Bones, Bashing Bones. But the Moose is on the loose now.
And it looks like Tank is going off to that genuine penalty box. There's actually a lot of family in Derby.
Yep.
So even on the Rockyview, there's 3 sisters that play together: She-Hulk, Speedy Petey, and Addy Slam.
Wow. Very formidable line. Probably a lot of good communication or bad communication if it was my family. Moose struggling here in the back. The Rockyview Rebels are doing a great job just keeping there. Mexicutioner throwing that hip around. Here comes
Executioner with that hit out to the inside. Bash and Bones calling it off.
such amazing athletes here. I'm just shocked after almost an hour of just running around, of skating around in a circle on quad skates.
Why do you got to make it sound like that? What's wrong with quad skates?
What little roller skating I have done has all been on inline.
Oh, those are roller blades. Do not call those roller skates.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's a faux pas here. You're going to insult somebody.
Whoa, Speed Demon!
With a spin maneuver out. One hit Willow chasing him down. Bit of a jammer race going on. Blockers, pack taking off, trying to save their points.
Speed Demon.
Speed Demon hitting that pack first. Calling it off. But yes, roller derby is only ever played on quad skates called roller skates.
Okay.
Inlines are roller blades.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for filling me on the terminology. I think the last time I was on roller skates, Lloyd's was still open.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm catching some shade from the crowd here. All right, well, we'll keep that name off the mics. Speedy Petey, Geoform, they're going to be taking the jammers here. Whoa, Geoform coming in through the inside. Speedy Petey, though, not to be outdone, coming around quite quick. Geoform's going to hit the jam here.
Geoform maybe will call that off before one hit Willow could hit the pack to get any points for a 3-0 jam. By the way, that was Pay the Pain that was booing you there. She is one of the sharks in the Shenanigans game later.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, when I get that shark attack, hopefully she doesn't remember that. Just remember, folks, there's still time to go buy some rules if you want to mess around in that Shenanigans game.
It looks like we have Shredder going against One Hit Willow. One Hit Willow out for lead jam for Rockyview.
Shredder sent to the penalty box, sitting in the sin bin there for a little bit.
Just making it look effortless through that pack. Oh, it looks like Shredder is in the genuine penalty box. This is a power jam for Rockyview.
I'm always impressed when you see the jammers call the strike and the whole team starts skating at once. It's so cool to watch them. All 4 players move at once like that. Here they're setting up for it one more time. Great
Willow
blocking.
cleanly through that pack. Looks like Shredder is now back on the track. Needs to work through their initial before they can start scoring points.
Shredder using number 81 on their team as a battering ram, but it works.
There is no rules in roller derby saying that you can't push your blocker through the tripod first.
Hey, it works. It works.
I know, I think Nuclear Free Roller Derby calls it the shopping cart.
The shopping cart. All right, yeah, no, I get it. I like that one.
You take your blocker and you just shove them through the tripod first.
Hey, it works. It works. Save a little bit of gas for the jammers. We got a couple more vendor reads here. We've got Untamed Fernie just over there. Still plenty of time to go over and buy yourself some unique clothing items. Each piece is enhanced with a special touch by collaborating with local artists, printing their artwork directly onto the fabric. Absolutely cool. Incredibly one-of-a-kind, unique things. You ain't going to be walking around the mall and run into someone wearing the same outfit if you get it from them.
So currently we have an official review going on in the center. What do you think the officials are talking about? I think they're currently discussing which rule in the Shenanigans game is going to create the most chaos.
Yeah. There's some great ones out there. There are still plenty of rules out there left to buy, like the drain. One team is down by 1 blocker. That's it. You just take a blocker away. Basically send him to the box for a quick jam.
Pay is pointing to the sign. If you have not bought enough Shark Attack tickets yet, Pay is going to be very upset. $5. Actually, believe it or not, for last year's game, I paid an extra $10 just to have Pay jam. And it looks like I can't see the jammers through the photographer. We have Kaleidoscope going up against Moose.
Kaleidoscope quickly making it through the patch there.
Kaleidoscope coming back to the pack, looking to get some points here. We have Vicious Vi providing some offense. Moose working at the back of the pack. I believe this is Kaleidoscope's final year with the Rockyview Rebels, aging out after this year. Kaleidoscope called on a high block penalty, going to the genuine penalty box. They were our lead jammer. This means without a lead jammer, this jam is going to go the full 2 minutes.
So that means the Moose is on the loose for a whole minute here. Let's see what can happen. Windy City Wipeouts running great defense there, trying to clear up some room for their Moose.
Let's hear you all cheer for that jammer. Let's get Moose out. Moose.
Rockyview Rebels doing a good job trying to do some pre-blocking here.
And it looks like we have a star pass now. Tanker jammer on record for the Windy City Wipeouts. I hear a whistle, means we get a penalty being called. Kaleidoscope back on the track from their penalty being served in the genuine penalty box. Hitting those blockers, taking them down, working hard at the front of the pack.
Kaleidoscope doing a great job.
We have Tank is in the penalty box. I mean, it's just a power jam.
9 seconds left to see if Kaleidoscope can try to get through here. 4, 3, 2.
And the jam has come to its natural conclusion. Kaleidoscope getting 6 points in that jam, bringing Rockyview Rebels up to 255. Windy City Wipeouts at 82. We're watching the period clock run down. Unless anybody calls a timeout, that will be game. That is game.
That is it, folks. What an amazing match. What an amazing bunch of athletes here. Your unofficial score, Rockyview Rebels 255, Windy City Wipeouts 82.
As a reminder to our audience, we are not doing high fives. We are doing a quick team photo underneath the scoreboard, and then we are asking both teams to come to the announcer bench so we could do most valuable jammer and most valuable blocker. So unfortunately, no high fives. When I said this on track 2, everybody looked at me like I killed a puppy. I know it's very upsetting when we can't give high fives, but you are more than welcome to give high fives over here once we announce MVJ and MVP. So if we could have the teams please go to the scoreboard for photos, and we will get this going. Thank you.
Then immediately following the match, there's going to be a quick break, probably around 7:15. We are going to get the pool party started. The shenanigans will happen. You can hang out with the unicorn. We got the flamingos. We got a Nessie. I'm excited. I've never seen a shenanigans game. I am super pumped.
All right, everybody. The votes are in. We are going to start with your Rockyview Rebels. MVJ, Dead Velvet. And for blocker, we have Nemesis. And for your Windy City Wipeouts, your most valuable jammer is Supernova. And your most valuable blogger is Moose. Everybody pose nice for the camera. All right, now everybody can go out, give high fives, hugs. Our shenanigans game has been postponed till 7:15. So once again, you get about half an hour until our shenanigans game. Don't forget to vote for your most valuable player overall for the flat track tournament. If one of these kids you think did absolutely amazing, make sure you scan the QR code and go vote for them. Thank you all once again. See you at the next game.